Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Bras for a Cause 2025 is Saturday, April 12th at the Carl Craft Civic Center in Hedrick. Dinner is provided by Bubba at 4:30. There's a free will donation, plus a silent auction from 4:30 to 9 p.m. And of course, the live bra auction starts at 6 p.m., modeling by the Hedrick Volunteer Firemen. All proceeds to benefit our local communities. For more information about Bras for a Cause 2025, contact Lori Hornback at 641-777-4252. Get ready because Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys are coming to Sigourney on Saturday, April 26th at Enchanted Events, 20595 255th Street, just south of Sigourney. Order your tickets online by going to enchantedeventsvenue.com or find the Enchanted Events Facebook page for the ticket links. There are 3 different ticket options: general admission, VIP, or reserve. Doors open at 7 and the cash bar and band starts at 8. It's Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys, Saturday, April 26th at Enchanted Events, just south of Sigourney.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. I'm your host, Zach Takis. We are starting up the month of April here. There's really not a ton of wrestling shows this month in April, so I'm not going to be doing independent calendar here this month for the month of April, which is really, really weird when you think about it. But alas, we got some great guests lined up here for us, and this next person has been on the show multiple times. Just had a great fucking matchup from what I heard at Madhouse Wrestling this past weekend. The one and the only, the Death Dealer, is joining me tonight. My friend, how you doing? How you feeling coming off the big match that you had there at Madhouse Wrestling? You know, I saw the video you posted earlier of the beautiful spine buster into the table, and luckily it wasn't you on the receiving end. But how you feeling after a match like that, man?
I'm feeling fine. I was able to walk around a little bit more Sunday, and I didn't work out that day, but Monday we got back at it, and then Tuesday, and as of recording this, we went back today, and yeah, starting to feel better. Trying to swallow the loss, and it's not always a pleasant taste, but at least the fans got a good show. And I mean this wholeheartedly. I will do anything to get that rematch. I know there's ways that Madhouse has to get back to a heavyweight championship match. So Tupu, you can ask anybody in the back. Every time I'd have a match in Madhouse, I would go up to Luke and Malice and I'd say, hey, I need competition. I want Tupu. And this started a year and a half ago, Zach. I wanted Tupu in the ring one-on-one. And I finally got it, and we're this close. I think I only need one more shot.
There you go. That's the kind of confidence I love to hear. And you know, it's with something like that too. You know, Madhouse, and the beautiful thing is, like, Madhouse seems like they're going to be running a little bit more shows this year, even if it's their little shows at the school that they're starting up, that they just recently started up too. So you're definitely gonna have more chances at that Madhouse shot too.
Yeah. I was able to go over to Monroe a few weeks ago and get in there with Clay and some other guys and really check it out. And, you know, the building's still standing. Surprisingly, with anything that Malice is in touch with, he always goes to the extremes. And yeah, it's a great facility, and Clay's a great trainer. He has his head on straight, and I'm curious to see what they're able to produce out of that school going forward. So, yeah.
So I was talking to Mr. Jason Prentice here this past weekend, and we were kind of talking about, you know, the fitness journey that I've started, but I know he's kind of been on. He and I even told him, like, dude, Like when you would post your like, because he used to post quite a bit, like just even his walking videos. Like I know he was starting to get out there and do his like 30 minutes of daily exercise or whatever, and that really got me thinking. I'm like, fuck, if a guy like Jason can do that, I know I can, you know. And I even told him like, dude, you were kind of one of my motivationers. Just seeing you being able to do it and seeing the kind of way he's been able to take off, and he's told me he's like, yeah, I'm in a fitness chat with the Death Dealer and Ethan Everhart and some other guys. So I thought that was kind of cool because, you know, when we all go on this type of fitness journey, we all definitely need, you know, accountability buddies. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I at one point I was near 300 pounds, and those are matches that I wish I could have back. And it took me way too long to figure out that the things you do Monday through Friday, all the way up leading to the show, is way more important than the show itself.
Yeah.
So if I mean, I know you've been asking uh, guys that you've had on the show advice. What would you give advice to new trainees or somebody who's looking to get in? Um, Prioritize the process, not only the in-ring training stuff, but if I can steal a line from Jerry Briscoe, cardio is king. Um, what you put into your body is how you feel on Saturday or Friday or Sunday or whenever these shows are. Um, it is so crucial to not only yourself, but I feel like it shows respect to your opponent and whoever's booking you to be in the best shape that you can be come show day. Um, and I know that's kind of a little ironic coming from me because of how sloppy I let myself get, but I'm spending spending my 30s trying to turn the ship around, and it's a decade and a half of bad decisions that you're just trying to break. And just because I messed up today doesn't mean that tomorrow's going to be a bad day. And the more I push myself into um, eating healthy, preparing my meals and everything like that, drinking my protein shakes, um, the better it'll be. And sometimes I don't get both protein shakes in. Sometimes I don't get enough protein in. Sometimes I don't hit all my macros. I just it's okay. I got tomorrow. And I'm gonna kill it tomorrow. And that's the mentality. It's just 15 years of bad choices that you're just trying to break down over time.
Hmm. Yeah, like for me, I know I didn't. So when I said I started going back to the gym like last summer. I got my gym membership again. We hit October. I did my 5K that I had, and then shit just got busy, and I just kept making up excuses of maybe working out once a week, maybe sometimes not at all. So finally, New Year's came around. I didn't call it a resolution because I really hate the term New Year's resolution. I was just like, I'm gonna start working out again. And since New Year's, I've been going to the gym at least 3 days a week. And then here about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, on my non-gym days, I started just doing, you know, a light cardio walk on my treadmill here at home. Just, you know, I'm trying to get at least 6 days a week of exercise in. I mean, that way I at least
Yeah.
have one day where I'm just doing nothing. Because I'm like, and it's like,
Yeah.
and because I know I didn't weigh myself when I started in January, and I kind of wish I would have just to see where my start date was. I think I was pushing probably close to 280 though, and for a guy my size, that's not really great. And the last time I weighed myself, I was 263, so I'm pretty
There you go.
happy. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I have a goal weight in mind. I don't, and I'm only weighing myself like once a month. I'm not going crazy about weight because I know people can drive themselves nuts over, you know, oh, I gotta do this. No, I ain't doing that, which is probably why I didn't really weigh myself at the beginning of January just to keep up with it. But yeah, I'm like weighing myself in once a month, starting to take some progress pictures along the way, and that's been kind of eye-opening to see too. Is like your progress photos. Like I was looking at a show I recorded beginning of January with AJ O'Callahan. I was looking at me, look at me when I was talking to him then, and look at me now. I'm like, wow, that's just what 3 months. You know, like what a difference three
Yeah.
months can be. Like even for me. My diet hasn't really been crazy. Like I've just been moderating it. Like it
Yeah.
hasn't been like a moderation and portion. Like that's really the big thing. Like even my wife said to me the one day, she's like, I don't feel like you're really overeating as much. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, I'll have my supper at six, between 6 and 7, and then I usually won't eat for the rest of the night. Whereas before, I would maybe snack between 8:30 and 9:30, which is probably not great for you. But I haven't really been doing those late night binge snacks either.
Yeah, and another thing you got to keep in mind, it's not a linear thing. Just because you see yourself plateau at a certain point doesn't mean you're not going to keep going down.
Right.
It's persistence and consistency that's going to help you out in the long run. And um, yeah, I've been listening to your podcast for the last few weeks now since you had uh, Mr. King on, and I've been listening to your podcast with CZ over there, and I listened to you guys with Storm Thomas, and um, there's a lot of great things you can pull from everybody as far as like weight loss, and maybe subconsciously you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be eating this much, and then like, okay, I don't need, the whole bag of chips. Maybe I just do half today, and then I got a nice treat in a couple of days, or whenever I want to watch the pay-per-view this Sunday or whatever, what have you, and then you're set.
Yeah.
But the from what I've gathered from what you said already on it's wrestling with
Yeah.
fitness, right?
Yeah, wrestling with fitness is we're
The
only
other
right now we're
podcast.
only doing it right now we're only doing it once a month. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm what I've gathered, yeah, you're not overeating as much. You're taking better care of yourself. And maybe it's because you're keeping your mind busy and maybe you're liking the progress and you're like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be eating as much. And then the cutoff is a good thing for just like control. Like,
mhm.
hey, I'm not letting myself eat after this time. So that's also, control, control,
Yeah.
control. And having like I work on a freight dock and there's always donuts, popcorn. They grill out all the time. Um, and it's just I'll bring a protein shake with me to work and they're like, hey, did you get something to eat? No, I'm not going to eat that. So, and it's I think Bryce Jordan told me that you just gotta keep the end result in mind. What you do today is going to affect you like 6 months from now. It's like what Storm Thomas was even saying. When you look back on those Facebook memories a year from now, whether you failed or whether you succeeded, you're going to be like, hell yeah, I did the year. Look how good I look. Look how great or how great do I feel about that? Or you fail and you're like, oh man, maybe I should get back to it. And then you get back to work. So
Mhm.
it's always, I think there's always that motivator too. Um, and yeah, I look from a performer standpoint, I look at it as respect to my opponent. Everybody who's buying a ticket to see me, um, and the people who are booking me. And I'm not, even if I get to a point, a goal weight or what have you, I don't think I'm gonna be satisfied with how I look. And then I'm gonna start nitpicking. Okay, maybe I can bulk up here. Then I'll play with that portion of it. But um, yeah, I've been around for nearly 13 years now, and my body, thankfully, no major injuries. Um, thankfully, I've stayed relatively healthy. I've tried to take care of all my opponents. Um, so no complaints there so far, and hopefully that continues as I get older and wiser. Um, there's a lot of stuff that I want to tell myself, and just like even now, like slow down, maybe take that extra moment in the ring and be like, hey, maybe give them a little more effort here. Like I told myself in the ring on Saturday, hey man, don't get lazy now. We're almost there. Like don't get lazy now. Just keep pushing. if we're gonna throw up, we're gonna throw up after the match. So I've never thrown up in the ring, and I don't intend to, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. And if I'm gonna save my energy, it's gonna be for the important parts, and then I can suck wind when I'm selling.
You know, you mentioned that you've been doing this, man, for 13 years, which is kind of wild when you think about it in the large scheme of things, especially for, independent professional wrestling. And thankfully for us, we're pretty blessed here in Iowa to have had so many promotions over those 13 years. Like, you guys have been able to stay relatively booked, relatively busy here over the last 13 years. And, for you, I mean, is there anything I'm sure there is, what over the last 13 years has really stood out for you has been let's go with your Mount Rushmore of your favorite moments that you've been involved in.